What's up everyone? Today's game I have is against Wings of Spirits, and it is a game which I'm using Bandit Terrakion, I'm using Bandit Haxorus. Both of those guys are very cool, I like them both, and I did want to make a team based around them, so I kind of threw some guys together, which would, I guess, help them out a little bit here and there, and it kind of worked out. I used it in a couple of games in the stream, so yeah, I've got a few standard matches that I will be uploading, yeah, we're going to start with this one, and here we go. So I'm going to leave Rotom, and this is a special defensive Rotom, max spec D, max HP, so I know that I can take any hit from this Latios, even if it is a Specs Draco. I won't take it nicely, but I'll be able to live it for certain, and there you go, that is most likely Specs. I mean, I really think I would have taken that better if he was Scarf, but just judging by that damage, I'm thinking Specs. I'm going to paralyze him with the T-Wave, just cripple him as much as I can, and now I don't want to take a second Draco, so I'm going to switch out and go to Jirachi to hopefully take that. However, he's going to switch out here as well, and he's going to go to Victini, which is going to give him a really favourable matchup. Now, what I should have realised here is that he actually switches his Victini out, I leave Jirachi in here thinking I've switched Jirachi out thinking I don't want to take a V-Create, so I go to Rotom's Death Follower, but he switches his Victini out, which kind of gives me the idea that he didn't think he would outspeed me, and therefore was kind of afraid of my Jirachi, which I guess I could have kept in mind, because that kind of gives me an idea that he's not Scarfed. But anyways, we had the Latios Rotom situation again, and I don't really want Rotom doing anything. I don't think it can do anything useful to Latios, so I switch to Jellicent as he pulls a double switch as well, goes to Haxorus, and just switching here, there, everywhere today. I mean, lots of switches happening, but I'm in with Jellicent now, and this is a really strange Jellicent set. I believe I made it early 5th gen, and it's kind of weird, but it worked, like, really well. I don't know how, don't know why, but it just did. But I go for the Scald on the Ninetales. There's a surprising amount, considering that Ninetales, is usually specially defensive, and of course he has the Sun to stop me doing so much to him. But he's running a Confused Ray set. I don't see leftovers on him, so I'm not really sure what item he's running. But he's also packing Gyro Ball, Energy Ball. Wow, man, my brain is not in function today. As you can see, Energy Ball does nothing. That's a Life Orb boosted one as well. So, this Jellicent's very specially defensively invested. I think it's max spec D, but I'm actually carrying Acid Armor, which is a really interesting set for Jellicent, running mixed defenses. It can do the special side very well on its own, but, bumping itself, its physical defense with Acid Armor can be very useful in certain situations. Right now, I'm not really concentrating on doing that. I just want to kill the Ninetales. I go for the Ominous Wind here, thinking he may want to switch, believing that he would die on the next turn to Scald, and I guess not wanting to lose his Ninetales, but he doesn't, and I go for it, and I actually get the bump, I get the boost, I get all of my stats raised with the Ominous Wind, which is really cool, actually, and that actually, 10% chance it pulls it off for me, so I was glad that it actually managed to happen. So in comes Hydreigon, and I'm confused, hit myself with Confusion again, but I'm not really too afraid of this Hydreigon. Like, even if he does hit me with the Draco or the Dark Pulse, which is most likely, I know I can take it, just because I've got the special defense boost from what happened with the Ominous Wind. So I take it, and I'm thinking, I'll just hit him back with an Ominous Wind or a Scald, go for the burn maybe, or go for the recover even, but he actually gets the flinch on the Dark Pulse, which is really, really annoying. He's going to switch it up here to Draco though, and I'm thinking, you know what? I can live that Draco, and I do, with 31, thanks to that special defense boost from earlier. I'm going to be able to live the Draco, not hit myself in Confusion this time, and get myself to recover all the way back up. So Jellicent has done a really wonderful job here, sticking it out, and has +1 in pretty much every stat, barring HP, which you cannot boost, which is excellent, 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 and it's looking like Jellicent can do a bit more walling. I'm just going to keep this thing in here until it dies. I really don't care, and it's just going to wear his team down. It's really good to just chip away at those guys. The main focus is basically to chip away at the opponent's team to set up a sweep for either Bandit Terrakion or Bandit Haxorus, and both of those guys can just steamroll through any team that is potentially partially weakened. So he brings in a Charizard here. I know that Scald will do a decentish amount, so I'm going to go for it even though it is in the sun, and hopefully just do as much damage as I can to the Charizard while I'm still alive. Goes for the Solar Beam. I know that I can definitely take that just because of the special defense boost from the Ominous Wind. I do take a Life Orb Solar Power boosted Solar Beam, which is pretty much powerful in many ways. So that's excellent. Really great that I actually managed to live that. Get the Scald off. It's going to just reduce Charizard's survivability a hell of a lot. If you're running Life Orb and Solar Power on the same set, that's pretty much much asking for yourself to be killed. Added to the fact that this guy is not running a spinner on his team, and if you're running Charizard with Solar Power and Life Orb, and your opponent gets rocks up, it's basically a waste of a poke. So I would recommend to run rocks on any team that is running that kind of Zard. But, you know, he doesn't run it, and unfortunately for him, his Charizard is going to die easily to a Terrakion Sacred Sword. So in comes Latios. Obviously, I am locked in with the Choice Band. I don't want to hit that thing with a fighting move, so I'm going to go out to Rachi, taking either the Psyshock or the Draco, which I was predicting. He actually tricks me his specs at this point, which, I mean, I'm not too bothered about it. Rachi is not going to be the greatest asset to my team in this game. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt. The Psychic would have done more damage to him, but what I didn't want to happen was for him to bring Hydreigon in on my Psychic, and for me to just not be able to do any damage whatsoever to the Hydreigon. At least with Thunderbolt, I could potentially prey on a Power Hacks happening if his Hydreigon did come in. So that's why I went for the Thunderbolt there. Obviously, it's not doing anything to this Latios, and he is in here. He's going to be able to finish me off with 2 Hidden Power Fires. I really didn't want to switch Jirachi out just on the potential that he predicted me to switch, and went for a Draco or a Psyshock or something, and I didn't really have anything favourable to switch to at that point in the match. So I'm going to go into Haxorus. And now I can easily kill him with an Earthquake. I decided to go for the Earthquake instead of the Outrage because I know that his Hydreigon could probably still outspeed Haxorus and kill me with a Dragon Pulse or a Draco. So I don't want to lock myself in right now because he does have this Haxorus, which is probably Scarfed, and he does have the Hydreigon, which naturally outspeeds Haxorus anyway. So didn't want to do that. Earthquake was the safest move, and I go for it. So I bring in Rotom here, and I guess the reason I didn't switch Jirachi out was because I wanted to keep Rotom Heat Form as fodder for later for a situation like this, where Haxorus comes in, and it's just a giant pain in my ass. So Haxorus, I was thinking, I'm going to have a lot of trouble with this thing, though. But my thought process was, if he is banded, I'll be able to outspeed him with Terrakion and kill him with a Stone Edge. If he is Scarfed, I will be able to live the Outrage and then kill him with a Stone Edge. So it was pretty much a safe situation, just granted that Stone Edge didn't miss. Stone Edge thankfully does hit, so I'm not put into a difficult situation. I still have Terrakion left. Terrakion's going to be a huge player for the end game, so I want to keep him alive as long as possible. So I do switch out to Terrakion, go to Haxorus here. Haxorus at this point is the weakest link. I do not need him for the rest of the game. Terrakion's going to bring it home for me, so that is my game plan. Going to sacrifice Haxorus, go to Terrakion to X-Scissor the Hydreigon. X-Scissor will not only kill Hydreigon, it will hit the Victini for neutral if Victini does want to switch in, and I'm pretty sure Victini isn't Scarfed, so what's going to happen is if he did switch Victini in, that would probably be a 2-hit KO, and I'd be able to finish off both of his last 2 guys. So it was probably the safest thing that I could do at that point. So he goes to Victini now. I don't want to risk, him killing me with stuff like a V-Create or something annoying. So I'm thinking if he is a physical set and he does have V-Create and he is Scarfed, then if he goes for it, he's going to drop his speed, which will allow Terrakion to come in and kill it. But it turns out he is a special Victini. Thankfully, he is not a Scarfed one, as you will see after this. He is a Life Orb variant, which is perfect because it means that Terrakion can now come in, go for the safe Earthquake, and finally finish off that Victini to take the match. So, really good game, very close one there, and I've really been enjoying using this bunch of guys together. It's a really fun team to use, yeah, I'll probably have a couple more matches with it up in the sometime future or something. Just a quick note, I will probably not be uploading for the next like 2 to 3 days. I will not have Wi-Fi for the next 2 to 3 days, which is why I'm just going to give you guys this game today, and then just, leave you with this until I'm able to upload again. So, I thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. That would help me out tremendously. If you want to check out the social links, you can go to the Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr pages. All links provided in the description below. And until then, I will see you guys in a few days. So, sayonara, people.